It rained almost all day yesterday, so I thought I'd get out there with the drone and see if we had any flooding. Um, it's been quite a dry spring, so I wasn't really surprised to see that there was virtually no flooding at all. Incidentally, much of this footage has been accelerated 3 or 4 times the actual speed of the drone. So that's the reason for the fast flight out to the creek. First stop was the creek. Now, that field on the left has not been subsurface drained, so there is some flooding in it, a very little bit, but a little, just a little bit there at the edges. But for the most part, the fields that I take a look at are not flooded at all, and I attribute that to the lack of rain this spring. It's been quite a dry spring, actually, until yesterday, anyway. So, anyway, I'm just going to shut up and fly over the creek and have us take a look at the situation. Very, very little flooding. The winds were very high. I think it was between 13 and 15 miles an hour. And I don't normally like to fly um, at that speed, at that wind speed, but I stayed pretty close to the ground. I was getting a lot of wind speed warnings from the software, but I stayed fairly close to the ground until the return trip. And then I always return at 200 feet. So of course I was getting some some warnings there also. Just to take a look at the stream and a little bit of the edges of the fields. Virtually no flooding at all. I just pushed return to home. Well, taking a quick look now at the where we've been before I tell it to come home. Sorry about that. One thing that always amazes me about the DJI drone is how on automatic uh, return it lands precisely where it took off, and that's what it did here. No help from me. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.